Welcome back to One Lesson 3 Math, 23rd of January 2023, IGCSE Booster Playlist 2. So this is question 10. Fill the Kettle and Fill the Cup are both big tea drinkers. It is actually the foundation that their friendship was built upon. They decide to record data of flavours of tea that they drink over the course of 2 months. The data is as follows. So in the table you can see there's a selection of teas: green tea, mint tea, oolong tea, jasmine tea, and we've got the totals for Fill the Kettle and Fill the Cup. However, the table is incomplete. So part A, everyone likes a good part A. We need to complete the table. Part B, we need to explain why Fill the Cup's data would give a greater representation of the probabilities of flavours of tea that he drinks. Part C, we need to use Fill the Cup's results to estimate the probability that he drinks a mint tea at random. And part D, if Fill the Cup drinks 600 teas, estimate the number of green teas he would drink. So, if you would like to have a go at these questions, please pause the video now before I proceed with the solutions and explanations. So we need to complete the table. For Fill the Kettle, for his row, we know how many green teas, mint teas, jasmine teas he drank, and we also have the total. So we need to add those teas together to subtract from 28. 3 add 8 add 10 is 21. 28 take away 21 is 7. So he drank 7 oolong teas. Fill the Cup, we don't have the total, so we need to add together 42, 50, 31 and 27. That adds up to 150. Check your answer very carefully just to make sure you haven't made a calculating error. So, part B, Fill the Cup's data does give a greater representation of probabilities, and that's because it's a bigger sample. If you're asking, for example, questions to find out data for a questionnaire, if you ask 2 people, the information that you garner might be unreliable. However, if you ask 50 people, you're going to get a clearer picture, more useful data, because you've basically asked a bigger sample of people. The bigger the sample, the better the data is. So, in answer to that, we can say a bigger sample gives more accurate probabilities, and that's sufficient to gain the mark for that question. Part C, we need to use Fill the Cup's results to estimate the probability that he drinks a mint tea at random. So how many mint teas did he drink? This is the relative frequency or the experimental probability. That could be how it's phrased in the question. Find the relative frequency, and that's just a fancy way of saying probability. So the frequency was 50 out of a total of 150. So we can write it as follows. Probability of mint tea is 50 out of 150. However, at this point, we need to do something very important in maths, which begins with S and ends in implify. Yep, you guessed it, you need to simplify, and they both divide by 50. So the simplified fraction is 1/3. For part D, Fill the Cup's drinking 600 teas now. We need to estimate the number of green teas he would drink. So now we look at the frequency of green teas. The relative frequency is 42 out of 150, so we can write that probability as 42 out of 150. Now that does simplify down to 7 over 25. However, because we've got 42 out of 150 and 600 teas, 150 is a very obvious factor of 600. So we can use the equivalence of fractions to find out how many green teas he would drink out of 600. An estimate for it. 42 out of 150, double numerator and denominator. It's equal to 84 out of 300. And 84 out of 300, again double the numerator and the denominator. It's 168 out of 600. Now that wouldn't be our final answer because the question is asking us to estimate the number of green teas that he would drink. So it's 168 green teas. Okay, so thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hasta la pizza. Arrivederci. Au revoir. We'll see you next time.